Good afternoon, good people. How are we all doing? I hope we're all good. So today I just came with my recap for the New York session live trading. So we've got a current trade running on Ger40. This is our setup. We currently, we currently have a risk reward of 1:3, aiming for 100 points. So initially we were looking for this setup in the morning where we executed and price came and took us out. So this afternoon is more or less like we're buying from the same area, same setup. We've got previous day's high right here. So it's just a zone flip setup whereby we're looking for price to continue pushing towards the upside. And my main target is basically around 24,500. That's my main target right at the top. Somewhere at the top. Here, this is where I feel like Ger40 is going to close off this week. But for this afternoon, I'm just aiming for this 1 to 3 setup. So let's see how that plays out. Then I'm just going to go through some of the setups which I did not take, but I just marked out just now. So I think I'll mainly go into this setup at the end of this video to do like a top-down analysis up until where I came up with this buy, but the rest I'll just show the entry time frame and the setups which I'm looking at. So starting it off, we've got Nasdaq. I've got a buy on Nasdaq. Also, same setup. We've got the previous day right here. So it's more or less like a zone flip setup as well, whereby we're looking for price to push up. We also have a 5-minute ORB breaker. M5 or RB. That's what we're using to confirm this trade, or rather all these trades which we took this afternoon. So let's see, this is the main candle I'm paying attention to. And bear in mind, this range you see here, this is the London session opening range. So now I just feel like price has got no business to push down since they failed to go lower. So the only way they can go is potentially to continue pushing up. So if we do get a retracement, it might be back into the New York opening range, but I still have this good bias that price will actually push to hit our TP. So I've got a 1:2 risk to reward trade on Nasdaq, and I've got a 1:2 risk to reward trade on US 500. So this is more or less like this, almost the same setups. The only difference with these two setups, if you notice, US 500 has got a higher high right here, and US 100 has got a lower low right here. So we've got an S&T divergence on these particular two indices. Same setups, so let's see how it plays out. US 30, we had a bit of a big opening range, so I did not enter early. I had to wait for like a confirmation of the opening range break. Then I entered right here. So I've got a 1:2 risk to reward as well here. But again, all these other setups I'm showing you, I just marked them out. I did not execute on them except for Ger40. So let's see how this plays out. I think this initial marking was my target. I was hoping I could enter slightly early, and this line you see would have been my target. So price actually got there, which means if I had executed, I would mostly would have scaled out around here and moved my stop loss to break even, which means this trade would potentially have taken me out here. But we'll just see if it can continue pushing up maybe to the top side. But that was my view on US 30. Then on gold, I'm paying attention to yesterday's lows. I was hoping to get a zone flip sell. So you see, I'm waiting for like sell stops outside the New York opening range. So if we happen to still find resistance, either on the previous day's low or on any point at the top here, and we still come below today's opening range, I'll still take shots with a 1:2 risk to reward as well. Okay, maybe I might not take the trade because I already have a trade running on Ger40. But yeah, this is what I'll be looking for if I'm to trade this setup. Then on Bitcoin, I don't think I've got any immediate bias. For now, I had not done any analysis on this, just marked the opening ranges, but nothing to speak on this one since I had not marked it. So my only trade which is running right now is Ger40. So I'm going to just quickly show you guys a quick top-down analysis of Ger40 so that you can see what I was looking at, or rather looking for. So Ger40, looking at the daily, this is where this month opened. We can already see we're having this reaction of the zone, bullish, creating higher highs, higher lows, higher low here. So I am anticipating price to potentially create a fresh higher high, or come to these equal highs, or at least come to 24,500. That's where my bias is coming from, the daily time frame. So coming down now to the 4 hour, we're going to check what we have. So on the 4 hour, the main thing I check for is just your psychological level, which is the first two 8 hours. So the first two 4 hour candles, which is the first 8 hours of the week, based on price action. So currently with this, I can already tell that my weekly candle is currently expanding to the top side. So if this was the open price of the week, it simply means this is the week of the candle, and right now this is the candlestick body currently expanding to the top side. So what do I want to see? We had internal liquidity being taken out early in the morning, not yesterday. Then we had a bit of a retracement. So now what I want is this push up, which I wanted in the morning. So if we can stay above this level, that will give me confidence to hold my trade and maybe scale in and potentially aim for 24,500. So this is just based on the 4 hour chart. You can also see we took out the initial week lows. This was yesterday in the morning. And if we can get a nice clean break, especially out of this order block, get a nice close on the H4. This H4 candle on this particular broker is going to close in 2 hours time. So we'll see. If I get a nice solid close, that will also mean that this is a breaker on the H4. So I would love to hold my trade until we at least get to 24,500. And going to H1, which is our intraday time frame, here we also use this to confirm our trend. So I'm believing that this is the peak formation low of this week. Price came down, failed to take it, so we've got a failed swing there. We broke structure, took out liquidity, came back into the range, broken order block here. So again, almost same view like as H4. I'm looking for price to just break this level, which is Tuesday's highs, stay above Tuesday's highs, and give us that edge or reason to actually hold our trade and potentially scale in, like I said. So what would I love to see on H1 for me to also scale in is, I would love to see maybe if the next H1 candle creates like a pin bar. So if we create like a pin bar here, or if we create like a nice H1 or a nice week rather on an H1 candle, I would love to scale in within that area. So that's what I would love to see, especially with this current candle. If we are to go up, that's what will most likely happen. Then M15 is just to confirm that I'm still trading above the 13 EMA. And my stop loss is outside this low. So our stop loss is safe for the buy. This is where our stop loss is for the buy, I believe. And we might get that drop, which is going to be like a pin bar type or a week, maybe on the H1, just to confirm that our buys are correct. If we get that, it's just a confirmation. But if price comes below, then that will actually mean my setup in the afternoon was wrong and my setup in the morning was wrong. So it will just be a losing day, and we'll take those losses for today. So that's all I have to share for now in terms of Ger40, and all we can do for now basically is to wait and see if price is going to continue pushing up. So at the break here, I'll be looking at this structure on the smaller time frames because I already have a bullish bias. If I do get any nameable candles or a reason to buy, especially if we break out again above this level, I am going to scale into my positions. So if you see, like I said, this is just the 100-point mark, which is a 1:3 based on the risk we have. there is a chance that if price remains bullish or if the setup gets confirmed for a buy, we are going to see price going to touch 2400. So for now, it remains a question. What do you think will happen to German 40? What's your view? I'd love to hear your views. Do you think German 40 is going to go and touch 24,500? What do you guys think? So if you also notice on my MT5, I just love to mark this whole number points, which you see on my right hand side. So for now, the immediate points I have are the 24,500 and 24,000. So we found support here, and with the belief that price will push to 24,500. So that's it for me today, guys. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think German 40 will go to 24,500? Do you think it's going to come back to 24,000? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. And if you watched until the end, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good trading.